Are we on? Hey, we're on.
Luke is actually here. So yeah. How are you, Luke?
I am doing very well, thank you.
How's con been for you so far?
Sorry, what was that?
How's the con been for you so far?
Amazing.
Absolutely awesome, yeah?
Yeah, so
Enjoying
far
it?
so good. Met a lot of very friendly faces. It's always good to be back in London. I did my first convention here last year and had a lot of fun. So thought, you know what, I might come back this year.
Yeah, nice. Have you seen any fantastic cosplayers around that you've kind of looked at and gone, whoa, you're excellent, man?
Only from a distance. I haven't seen anything up close just yet, but I'm excited to see many over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, I've heard you and your wife do the cons together.
We've done a couple together, yes.
Yeah, basically, me and the wife do the cons together. Do you find that really good? Is it good to have your wife around with you and someone with you?
I mean, I have to say yes.
Yes.
I mean, especially
I'm
if she's
putting you
listening.
well on the spot here, man.
I mean,
Do you know
she's
what I mean?
here. She's
Yeah,
here listening
yeah.
to me. So yes.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it's great.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Well, we'll get on to some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. How excited were you to land a role in a Marvel series?
It was really exciting. I mean, it kind of came out of nowhere. I was on holidays when I got the audition, and I think I just jumped out of the swimming pool in the backyard. It was summertime in Australia, and
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, that's right. I got to do this audition. And my wife was like, it was a self-tape from home, so we
Yeah.
just set up a camera, like this camera here, and my wife read the lines for me, and I was prepared for it and everything, but I was still in holiday mode. And
Yeah.
next thing you know, I'm flying to LA to do a chemistry test with Chloe Bennett, and
Wow.
I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah.
Well, what qualities do you like in Lincoln?
Oh, good question. I like his loyalty.
Yeah.
He's a complicated fellow with a couple of issues.
Yeah.
But despite that, I think his loyalty shone through.
Yeah, brilliant. So, what other inhuman power would you have Lincoln rather than the electric manipulation?
I mean, let's face it, the electric manipulation was pretty damn cool.
Oh no, that's hot. Yeah, that's hot.
I would like that in real life.
Yeah.
Look, I think teleportation would be mad fun. I got to play a character a couple of years ago on a show called Tomorrow People. Who got to his specialty was teleportation, and I just think as an actor I have to travel a lot. I have to deal with jet lag a lot, and I was like, I think teleportation for real, would be the best because there's just no jet lag. And you can just, get to somewhere much quicker.
Pop up wherever you want,
Exactly.
whenever you think it, man.
Yeah.
No
yeah.
jet lag. I
No
like
more
it.
traffic.
That's it.
No more jet lag.
No more hour tripping that we just discussed.
Exactly.
That's it. Straight here. I like it. Your character had a background of being a physician. Did you do any training for that, or did someone say, look, say these lines and it'll make you look like you know something about being a physician?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
They said, say these lines and we'll try to make you look good. No, I mean, the funny thing about it being a Marvel TV show is they didn't really tell you anything in advance.
Yeah.
You get your script the week before, and then you're like, oh, this is what I'm doing. Oh, and this is my backstory. Okay, cool. And so it was kind of like an episode-to-episode kind of situation. So it wasn't ideal in terms of an actor preparing.
Yeah.
But you got to do your thing and make it work on the fly.
Nice. What do you think Lincoln offered to the team? What do you think he offered, the biggest thing that Lincoln offered?
Anger.
Yeah? Rage.
Yeah, I don't know. A little bit of drama. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he ever really fit into the team
No.
per se.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think he offered a different flavor. He wasn't a part of the team, even though he was there, and therefore that became interesting.
Do you think he preferred the Secret Warriors to maybe that aspect?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's tricky to say. I think Lincoln preferred Daisy. That's the team that he was on, and he was still trying to work out where he fit with everyone else. He didn't see himself as a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, Lincoln made the ultimate sacrifice. If you had to make a big sacrifice, obviously not as big, what would it be?
I don't think there is a bigger sacrifice than blowing yourself up in space to beat the supervillain, save the girl and the world. So what was the question?
Obviously, I'm not saying like, would you like draw it?
Would I blow myself up in space?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Would you blow yourself up in space?
Yes, I would. I said, my wife is here, and so to
above
save
and beyond
her,
the Call of Duty, man.
Yeah,
what
exactly. You got to do what you got to do.
But well, yeah, what big sacrifice? Like I don't know, say like giving up chocolate or something like that. Like just what big sacrifice?
Giving up chocolate? Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. I'm putting it out there.
No.
Favorite chocolate bar on the spot?
Snickers.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a Snickers guy.
Because it's like a Mars bar, but it has nuts in it.
More bang for your bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, no sacrifice that you'd think. Do you know what? I could
sacrifice for what though?
I don't know. What we'd say? Sacrifice for money. I've just said that off the top of my head.
How much money are we talking?
$1 million.
$1 million. What would I sacrifice for $1 million?
Oh, he's on it. I like it.
I would sacrifice these shoes.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the cash point now.
Yeah.
I'll come get them shoes in a minute. But obviously, he died in a nuclear explosion, Lincoln. If he could come back in any way, shape, or form, would you like to bring the character back?
That's a great question. If for the right story and if it made sense, absolutely. Because I had so much fun working on S.H.I.E.L.D. and with those guys and shooting in LA. It was a really cool atmosphere. But there is the thing where I blew up in space.
Yeah, you are like dead.
It'd have to make sense to come back.
I could see Marvel doing it though. That's the thing.
Totally. Well,
there'd be some way, shape, or form.
That's what they. When I had my death meeting, as I like to call it, when I got called into the office. It was like going to the principal's office.
I was about to say, is it like when you're about to be sacked and you're about to sit in that chair and be, do you know what, mate?
Yeah. It was a little bit like that. I knew that someone was going to die, but they kept teasing it. And by this point, I think I'd pretty much guessed that it was me, so it wasn't too big a shock.
Yeah.
But I finished my day at work and got back to my trailer, and there was a note in my trailer saying, when you before you leave, would you mind just stopping into Marissa's office, please? And I've never got that note in my season and a quarter that I was on the show, and I was like, ooh, we're like an episode and a half away from the season finale, and someone's going to die, and now I'm being called into the office. Let me do my maths equation here. But no, it was all great, and they were really sweet. And but basically, the gist of that meeting was they're like, well, it's the Marvel universe, so ... And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I like it. I like the way they left that. I mean, did you have a favourite episode or scene that you recorded?
Look, my favourite episode would probably be the season finale.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the last 2 episodes of season 3 was when they gave me the most amount of stuff to work with. Yeah. For a lot of my time on the show, I was a side character.
Yeah.
And didn't have a lot to work with, and that was fine. But I like doing stuff. So bittersweet that they're like, oh, here's some stuff to do. Now go kill yourself in space.
I like it. Well, we'll go on to Blind Spot. For those who haven't seen Blind Spot, could you give us kind of a synopsis of what Blind Spot is about?
Yes. Blind Spot is about a girl who... a bag is dropped off into the middle of Times Square in New York City, and they think it's a bomb, and a girl emerges completely nude, covered head to toe in tattoos. That's the beginning of the series, and also she has an FBI agent's name tattooed on her back, and so she then gets taken into the FBI and questioned, and it becomes a thing of, what are all these tattoos on your body? Oh, that's right. She has no memory as well.
Yeah.
So
she's completely wiped.
She starts working with the FBI to solve these tattoos on her body that are all clues.
Yeah.
And so essentially, it's the FBI versus a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
That's the basic gist of the story.
So have you got any tattoos yourself?
I do not have any tattoos.
If you had to get a series of tattoos, where would it lead us to?
If I had to get a series of tattoos,
a series of tattoos, and had to lead us to somewhere, what would they be, and what would we find?
it would be a series of Pokemon tattoos.
Love it.
And it would lead us to the candy store.
For that everlasting Snickers bar.
Exactly, the everlasting Snickers bar.
Love it. How would you describe Roman?
Your friendly neighborhood sociopath.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Complicated is the easiest way to describe him. Yeah, extremely complicated. You know, he's a really sad character. He had a very traumatic childhood.
Yeah.
He had his parents were murdered.
Yeah.
He was raised in an orphanage in South Africa and trained to be a child soldier.
Yeah.
Was rescued by the head of a terrorist organization and was trained to be a soldier for her.
So would you say that Roman was so much more of a challenge than what Lincoln was? Or would you say they're just as equally as challenging as each other?
Look, they were both very challenging roles, but Roman has definitely been the most challenging role of my career so far, for sure.
Yeah. Psychologically and stuff like that, and getting into the right frame of mind.
Yeah,
and
then there's a point in the season where everything changes, and I have to. I mean, spoiler alert! I get my memory erased halfway through the season, and that was interesting to play. And then kind of reverting back to, childlike behaviours it was fun.
And obviously, spoiler alert again, I'm going to ask the question. Did you know the twist in the relationship between you and Jane leading up to that point when it was revealed that she was your sister?
Sorry, did I know that she was going to be my sister?
Did you know that she was going to be your sister?
Yes, I did know.
You knew from afar?
I knew when I was auditioning that I was auditioning to be her brother, yeah.
What did you like about their relationship?
Their bond. They have this incredible bond.
Yeah.
All they had in the world was each other as kids. She was his protector. She's slightly older. Jane is slightly older than Roman, and just going through such traumatic experiences and dire circumstances, the only way they got through that mentally without having a breakdown was because they had each other.
Yeah.
And that's just incredible, so it's family, a family bond to the nth degree.
I mean, the fight scene between you and Jane, there looked to be a lot of emotions going on in that scene. I was totally blown away with it. How emotional and intense was it to film?
Which one?
The fight scene. You had a fight scene, and then you walked away.
Oh, right.
That scene kind of really struck a chord with me.
Well, for those of the audience who have a keen eye, you'll notice that there's a fight scene in the second last episode where Roman is fighting right-handed. And then in the season finale, Roman is fighting left-handed.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why. I severed my tendon in the fight in the second last episode.
Wow.
I sliced my pinky just here and had to be taken to hospital, and I had surgery, and I'm now 8.5 weeks into recovery, and I still don't quite have my movement back in this hand.
No.
So then after that, we still had an episode and a half to shoot, and so that's why Roman's left-handed in the finale.
That's a good bit of trivia. I like that. So how long did it take to choreograph that scene?
Thankfully, I don't do any of the choreographing. I just get told what to do.
Yeah. How long did it take for you to pick that up and get that scene into motion and in the can?
Look, in the season finale, it was actually relatively simple for me because of my injury. So for the first time in the season, the majority of that fight is not actually me. It's my stunt double who does a brilliant job. But just for safety reasons, I couldn't do it. I'd literally got out of surgery the week before, and my hand was wrapped up in plaster, and yeah, it was incredibly sore. So there was just a couple of close-up moments that they were able to, bring me in for to do that, which is still challenging, because you're trying to make sure that this hand is safe, but then you've got to bring the intensity and the emotion into what you're doing.
Brilliant. I mean, we're going to take some questions from you guys. So if you have a question after this next question, please put your hand up. I'll come straight out to you for Luke. When are we likely to see, or are we likely to see, a season 3 of Blind Spot?
The next season is coming, for sure. I know a few things about that, but I don't think I'm allowed to say anything about that.
Are you good? You're definitely going to be in it, though. Definitely.
Well, I think it's safe to say I will definitely be in it. I was reading a couple of interviews recently with my boss, Martin Giro, who's awesome, by the way. Yes, he mentioned that I'm going to be in it, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I was thankful to get through a season finale alive.
Yeah, just walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if any of you guys have a question for Luke, put your hand up right now, and I will come straight out. Right, we'll go for the front.
Hi, Luke.
Hello.
I just wanted to say, what was your favourite scenes you shot with Shepard?
With Shepard?
Yeah.
Ooh, good question. You know what? I love working with Michelle Hurd, and I'm not sure if I can pick a favourite, but just working with her was a highlight of the season, because she's such a beautiful person, and to see her switch from, she's the most smiley person in the world, and to see her switch from, smiley, happy-go-lucky Michelle to evil Shepard was awesome.
Hi.
Hello.
If you had a choice for the MCU characters, what would you choose? Who would you choose?
So what was that?
If you had a choice between the MCU characters to play, who would you choose to do in the movies?
The choice between
the MCU characters, in the films and everything.
Any of them?
Yeah, any of them.
Out of all the characters in the MCU, which one would I like to play? Oh, that's such a tough question, because they've all been done very well, in my opinion. I would cringe to take someone's role. I don't know. I love the character of the Hulk, and I love what Mark Ruffalo did there. So I would just say that he's one of my favorite actors, and also one of my favorite characters. I'm not sure I'd want to take his role, but yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Okay, one here.
Hi, Luke.
Hello.
Sorry, my voice is weird. I just want to say I love you and I love Roman, but can I ask a question about Lincoln, please?
Yes, you can.
And a very serious one.
Oh, a very serious question. Okay.
Yeah. Do you think there was more to his passing than just sacrificing himself for Daisy? As we know, he was talked off the ledge before by John. Just want to know if you think that was a bit of his motivation for sacrificing himself for Daisy, or was it 100% Daisy, or 50-50, 80-20?
That's a very good question. I think the point that Lincoln was at towards the end of that season, Daisy really was his everything, and it was him or her, and I don't think he could see life without her in it. And so if she was going to kill herself, he would rather save her. It's such a tricky scenario to be in, but he really was an all or nothing character, and that there was just no question in his mind. He couldn't allow any other version of reality to take place.
Luke, thank you for coming to Birmingham, London even. What can I say? Season 2 of Blind Spot, which Roman do you prefer playing? Psycho Roman at the start, or the really nice relationship building Roman?
Aren't they one and the same?
They are. They're so good in both roles.
Look, I love both. They're both such fun variants to play. It was nice to show another side to Roman. You know, he's introduced as a sociopath, you know, to be able to kill those cops so quickly and easily without even really thinking about it. You know, and for the first half of the season, he kills a lot of people. But then, you know, once he gets zipped, it was nice to. For me, it was about focusing on the inner child and his innocence and his lost innocence, and so that was really interesting. I wanted to, really show as much as I could the difference, you know, between the inner child, the innocent child before he was broken down, So I don't know. They're both really fun to play. I think one's definitely more like me, and one was more challenging to play. And I'll leave it up to you to guess which is which.
So one more question. Anyone from the back here? Anyone at all? Come over here, please.
Hey. Were you asked to come back for the season 4 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. storyline called Agents of Hydra? Because we saw a lot of people who had died come back. Did they ask you to come back for that?
The short answer is no, but my gut feeling is they would have if I was available. Like I said, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shoots in LA and Blindspot shoots in New York, and I'm in every episode of Blindspot. So it's just, you know, a 6-hour flight away to come back to shoot a couple of guest scenes would be tricky, to say the least. But it would have been fun.
Well, that's all the questions for the audience. The only question I've got left would be, what's in the future, Luke?
Well, right now I'm enjoying sunny London. And we'll be traveling around a little bit, and then I'll be jumping right into season 3 of Blindspot. I wish I could say more, and I have some information, but I can't really disclose. But there's some really cool, exciting things happening.
Oh, wicked. Well, can't wait to see them, Luke. Thank you very much for being on the sofa. A round of applause, Luke Mitchell, everybody.
Thank you very much, guys.
Remember, guys, we've got more interviews coming up on this stage. Remember, go to YouTube. That's where we are. We're live all weekend. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, press that notifications bell so you don't miss out on anything. And we'll see you all very soon for another big and top interview. See you soon, guys.